Hello everyone, welcome to the session of from zero to AI hero session actually. And my name is Puneet Kansal. I'm PhD scholars in AI specifically. I'm pursuing my PhD from Delhi Technological University. And in this session, we will talk with the Prashant. Prashant is a ML engineer actually working in the industry and have lots of experience with him. And we will talk with Prashant and we will try to know okay uh, how he actually choose this career AI ML career and how he get progress in this career and from what are the various study material he follow. I don't know what are the path he follow. We will talk about all that stuff with him and we will try to know okay how he gets succeeded in this particular area. Okay, we will try to know this thing and you people can also ask as many as question from Prashant and me also. I'm also pursuing PhD in AI, so I will also try to help you people to I will we will discuss with you this particular line which is right now at the boom, even mainly after the coming of chat gpt. Now that is getting more boom and even Google is afraid. I should not use here the word here, but you can see the firing of the Google itself due to AI ML and due to specifically chat gpt, all that stuff. So no doubt that this area is going to boom in the future and talk about it okay how we can build our career in this particular area. So let me call our today's guest Prashant and try to know okay what are his insights, how he succeeded in the particular area. Hello Prashant, welcome to our YouTube sessions.
Hi Puneet, thank you for inviting me for the YouTube session.
Okay, Prashant, so will you please first of all introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone, I am Prashant Shukla. I am currently working as a machine learning engineer and I have experience of around more than 2 years working in the field of machine learning. And before working in machine learning, I was a physics graduate in IISER Bhopal. And before my expertise in machine learning, I was working mostly in radio astronomy. So, before my machine learning experience, I had experience in radio astronomy. So, that is a little bit of my background.
Okay, so you completed your masters from IISE.
Yeah, IISER Bhopal, Indian Institute of Research, Science Education and Research Bhopal.
Okay, so actually, Prashant, we are here to discuss with the with our audience, with our students, that okay, how we are going to, how you actually particularly choose this area, and we will try to know. Okay, we will try to know from you actually how you succeeded in this area. Now you are working with a top-notch company as a
Yeah.
ML engineer, so we
Sure.
will try to know okay first thing I want to know from you okay what was your
Mhm.
inspiration and motivation to
Mhm.
choose this particular area, why you moved to AIML, why you choose
Okay.
this area particularly.
Yeah, sure. So as I said before, working into the field of machine learning, I was working in the field of astronomy. So in astronomy, I used to work with a large amount of data collected by the radio telescope. So since I was working with data, I got to introduce with machine learning there only. And after that, I got my final year MS project in reinforcement learning. And reinforcement learning was something very interesting for me. I did worked in reinforcement learning for around 1 year. I found it very interesting, and that made my path into the machine learning. And I got very much interested in machine learning that I got to get a job in machine learning.
Okay, okay, so
Yeah,
okay, so here is a one question also from
sure.
Sandhya is asking, I
Mhm.
think she is from Nepal. She's asking
Okay.
okay, she is pursuing 12th in management stream, so
Mhm.
taken computer science as a optional only. So
Okay.
can she pursue the career in the AIML?
I guess if she is working in the field of computer science, then definitely there is no doubt that she cannot go into machine learning. There is a very obvious path for her to get into machine learning.
So no. Actually, she mentioned
Mhm.
that okay, she is pursuing management stream. She is in
Mhm.
management stream, and
Okay.
just computer science is just a is optional subject.
Yeah.
She must be
Yeah,
having. I think.
still because she is having computer science as an optional, she will be building her basis in computer science. So I believe she will not be facing much difficulty in understanding the concepts of machine learning, understanding the engineering concepts in machine learning. So it will be a very smooth path for her if she wants to get into the machine learning.
So do you think that she can take the same position as you have?
Definitely.
Okay, she can reach means the same level as you are right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So Sandhya, you can be here, you can be in this field, and if you like, you can be in this field definitely. So Prashant is making a promise here to us. Okay, okay, Prashant, we have lots of questions. I will keep taking those questions, but
Sure.
before moving to these questions, I want to know. Okay. About your the complete journey actually, step by
Okay.
step, can you please share step by step, can you please
Okay.
mention your milestones, and please
Okay.
tell us about after plus 2 we can discuss. Okay, we can
Okay.
discuss means how you move to this particular area. Now you are
Mhm.
ml engineer, and
Mhm.
there are many people want to go at the same place. Please show us the path.
Okay. Okay. So I will start from my graduation. So I started my graduation in physics, and when I was working in physics as a graduate student, I did internships in radio astronomy. So initially, I was interested in physics only. So I spent around 4 years working in the physics in the Academy of the Physics. And when I did my course, completed my 4 year in physics. After that, during my final year, I was looking for the different MS projects. And there was one professor in my university, Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Bhopal. I started working under him in the reinforcement learning project. And when I started working in the reinforcement learning project, I actually found this field very fascinating. And by the final, when I started my final year, that was my fifth year. So by fifth year, I was decided that I want to go into the machine learning. And by the mid of, I would say, there was 1 year still remaining, after which I had to do something. So by the completion of the half of the year, I was very much sure that I want to get the job into machine learning. I started preparing for the machine learning jobs. And just before 4 to 5 months of my graduation, I started applying for different internships positions as well as job position to get pre-placement offer. So I got initially the internship opportunities from few companies, and after I started working in Vectra as a machine learning intern. And when I completed my internship at there after 4 months, I got a full-time machine learning engineer opportunity, and I started working as a machine learning engineer there.
Okay, you say that okay, you in your graduation you work especially in reinforcement learning.
Yes,
Yeah, reinforcement learning is I think is used in Chat GPT also.
yes, yes. And for the training of ChatGPT, reinforcement learning has also been used
Okay,
with human feedbacks.
okay. So let me take
Yeah,
some questions from our audience.
sure.
So there is a one question from Ashraf. Ashraf is asking:
Mhm.
is B student computer science engineering is enough in term of education apart from skills? I
Mhm.
think he is asking if he want to pursue the career in AI ML. So
Okay.
BTech in computer science is enough. Is that enough?
Okay,
Means
so I would say there are two ways. One way is that you are getting on-campus placement. If you are getting on-campus placements, you are getting selected for the position of data scientist. Then the company that is hiring you, they will be training you for the machine learning position for around few months. And that way you need not to prepare especially for any other skills for machine learning. But if you are not getting on-campus placement, then you will need to look for the off-campus opportunities, and there you will be facing the challenges, and there you need to get the skills that are required for machine learning engineers, because in off campus opportunities, companies do literally look for skills for the candidates who are having machine learning skills, and there are a lot of competition for getting those job opportunities as well. So your current skills of computer science will not suffice in the case of off campus opportunities.
there is one very beautiful question actually.
Hmm.
I would like to share one that also.
Sure.
Uh, Chandrahas Reddy is asking, can you please
Hmm.
tell us the five most important things that
Okay.
is needed before starting the before starting in this area AIML? Five most
Okay.
important things.
Uh, Okay, five most important things I will try to answer from my end. So one thing that you can try to have from your end is that you should be having good mathematical background. That will help you a lot. Second thing, if you are having a good computer science background, that will also help you. Other than that, because when you work as a machine learning engineer, you look at different problems for machine learning. You need to often read the research papers as well. So some kind of research skills will also be helping you over here. So these are the three most important things, and other than that, soft skills are definitely important. And other than soft skills, what should I say? I mean, these are the four most important points I can say. There might be one or two I might be missing, but yeah.
Yeah, even I can also add something in this little bit in
Sure.
deep dive. I can maybe I can deep dive. So like
Okay.
Prashant mentioned about the mathematics is required. That is the means no doubt that is the base. Uh, if you are not good in mathematics, it's okay. Don't worry about. You can start with Python directly itself.
Yes.
When the later you will find out interest, you will learn the math all by yourself. Okay, so math is required in math particularly. I can complete your 5 points maybe like that in this way at least.
Sure.
uh, you need linear algebra, you need probability, you need
Yes.
statistics. Am I right,
Yes.
Prashant?
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
need calculus. These four
Yes.
are very important according to me:
Yes.
calculus,
Absolutely.
linear algebra, probability, and statistics. So in math particularly, you need to focus on these. Otherwise, Prashant already tell us. Okay, you need to. If you have degree, you already know about the computer science. Okay, and later you can specifically focus on this particular course. You can take some particular course and learn from there. Even let me tell you, Geeks or Geeks is also providing the machine learning course, the complete data science course actually. Okay, Prashant, will you please give me a minute? Can I share this information with the
Yeah.
audience?
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
So let me share my screen. Let me show them. They can let me share my entire screen and let me show them uh, a course on machine learning actually offered by Geeks or Geeks. That is a complete course actually. So let me
Hmm.
write data science. Simply Google it. In Google you can write data science course by Geeks or Geeks, GFG. Simply write this. I hope my screen is visible to you, and the first link you will find out. And this is the complete machine learning and data science program. You can check out. I hope the screen is visible. Please confirm me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can check
I
out
can
this
see.
course. Actually, this is curated by actually industry people only. Okay, and you can check out its syllabus. This is complete covering starting from Python itself, and from Python data analytics, and then data visualization and machine learning, and even after that specializations are also there, like deep learning, image processing, neural network processing. Everything is here. You can check out in detail about this course, and these are some of the reviews of the students. And you can see the instructors like Arpit Jain, who is the lead data scientist at Mavni, and Erickson, and he is from IIT Madras. So, and Rihan actually, who is the chief architect at Tapway, and Ashish, who have already teach 1 lakh plus students. Mohit, and he's also associate mentor at Geeks or Geeks. So you can check out this course, and the price is also reasonable. That is 6,000 that is showing here, and maybe you can check out some offer. So here is still, I think, I don't know. You can check out some offer also. So this is one complete machine learning program you can check out from Geeks for Geeks site. So if you want specialization in this area, starting from very basic, means this is complete. They have mentioned this word. Otherwise, you can claim if how this is complete. If this is not complete, you can claim this thing. Okay, okay. So if you are interested, you can check out this one. Simply write data science program by Geeks or Geeks. Okay, in the Google, the first link you will find out. So let me come back to our studio and let's take more question. Before moving to other questions, okay, I just want to know from Prashant. Prashant, will you please share with us? So, one study material I have already shared with the
Sure.
students who are inspiring.
Hmm.
What are the study material you followed? What are the resources you used actually for your preparation?
Sure. From my end, I would say I would mostly focus on four important skills for which I use different study materials. So, if I talk about traditional machine learning, for traditional machine learning, there are two books. I'm more interested in reading the books, so I mostly follow the books only. So, for traditional machine learning, I follow two books. One is Data Mining Concepts and Techniques. Second is hands-on machine learning with Keras Scikit-learn. So these are the two books that you do and that I do usually follow for traditional machine learning. For deep learning, I would say I do follow a book named Dive into Deep Learning. That is a very wonderful book because it covers computer vision and NLP very well. Other than that, if I talk about Python, so in Python there is a book called Data Science and Data Structure and Algorithms in Python. So that is a very good book if you want to understand data, how you can implement data structures and algorithms concepts in Python. And for SQL, if I talk about in SQL, I do follow an Udemy course, Zero to Mastery in SQL. So these are some of the reading resources and courses that I do follow for machine learning, Python, and SQL.
Okay, so would you
Yeah.
like to mention any some any practical,
Mhm.
maybe practical based courses, specifically practical based courses, and
Okay.
any projects means you might be have followed any projects and any
Mhm.
practical based courses?
Practical based courses, as I said, one is on the SQL, so Zero to Mastery on Udemy that I followed, and other than that, very starting where when I was starting into machine learning, so there was the course by Andrew Ng. So that was a very introductory course that I started to follow. In reinforcement learning as well, there was a course on Coursera offered by University of Alberta. So that was the course I followed for reinforcement learning, but I'm not including reinforcement learning here because not many audiences might be interested in reinforcement learning. So this was the courses that I was following. For practical courses, I would say, for example, if I talk about TensorFlow, so TensorFlow is a very great framework for deep learning. So what I do for TensorFlow is that you can go onto the website of TensorFlow, and there are the resources section in TensorFlow. So you can follow that section very well, and you can try to practice that on your end. So that is one very wonderful way to get a practical experience as well. If I talk about projects, so projects, if I talk about, uh, that is a very wonderful way if you want to get an experience. And my recommendation is some for someone who is looking for machine learning opportunities, how to get an experience into the project. So the very first priority I do recommend to them is that one should try to get an internship opportunity in industry. If one is not able to get an internship opportunity in industry, one can look for academic internship. So one can look for a professor in any university and can work along with them. If that is also not working, then there is a last option that they can start working with their own individual projects. And that is the very tricky point because it is very difficult to understand which are the individual projects one can start working on. So there are some recommendations from my end. One can look for open source contributions, or other than that, one can look for. So there is a course on Stanford online website. So they do offer machine learning course. So if you go to that website, you can see what are the different projects the students of Stanford have done for the completion of that particular project. And from there one can get what are the different projects people can work at. So these are some of the ways I do also looked at, and I do recommend to others as well that they can look how they can start into different machine learning engineering projects.
Okay, okay. Thanks,
Yep.
thanks, Prashant, for this information. And one another very important question from my side,
Sure.
particularly, is that okay?
Sure.
How can one can get hired as ML engineer if someone is fresher,
Mhm.
completely fresher, and
Mhm. Mhm.
want to get in the ML industry, particularly
Sure.
after let's
Sure.
suppose completing the BTech in computer science or any in any
Sure.
field, he want
Mhm.
to go to he want to join as an ML engineer.
Sure.
So how he can means get hired as ML engineer?
Okay. So if one is looking to get hired as a machine learning engineer, so I guess they should be having some timeline for around at least of 1 year. So 1 year of preparation is mandatory. So you will be starting with certain study materials. So follow at least some important study materials for some of the important skills. So when I talk about important skills for the fresher, so for freshers, at least four skills are very much mandatory if you want to get into machine learning. So one is Python, another is basic machine learning, traditional machine learning, deep learning, and SQL. These are the very important concepts and skills that one need to understand. So they should be following at least some standard resource so that they can cover all the relevant topics that they want to understand, and they will be at least organized. Other option that I can suggest to suggest to anyone, because I have been working with different colleagues in industry. So what people do that they do go for PG diploma courses in machine learning, and I have seen many people who have done PG diploma courses in machine learning. They get hired as a machine learning engineer. So this is one of the another way to get into the machine learning. And once you have the basic understanding, basic knowledge of machine learning, what one can do is that next step would be to get an experience. To get an experience, what I just suggested is that one can look for industrial internship opportunity or academic opportunity or doing the project by themselves. For doing the project for themselves, one just point that I missed is that when you are looking for some projects, when someone as a fresher is deciding on any particular project, it is often difficult for fresher to understand whether this project will be good or not. So I suggest that they should be getting into touch with someone experienced, and they should be understanding, discussing with them that I want to work on this project, whether this project will be relevant or not, and that way that will help them. So these are the two steps that they need to follow. Once they follow these two steps, next step will be starting applying for the jobs. So for jobs, I would suggest, if you are finding any jobs related to machine learning, apply to most of the jobs that you are looking for the positions. At least you will get the understanding of how interviews are done. You will get a feel of interviews, and you will get to know what are the gaps you are having into your knowledge. So that way interviews will help. And particularly if I talk about interviews, people often come with the problems that they are getting very, and it is very difficult for them to get an interview opportunities as well. So for that, I do suggest is that you should be optimizing your LinkedIn profile and your resume, because I have personally looked into the transformation in myself when I changed my LinkedIn profile and resume in a significant way. That increased the number of opportunities that I was getting for the interviews. So these are the recommendations I would suggest. If you follow these steps very properly, then there is a very high chance that one can get hired as a machine learning engineer.
Okay, thanks Prashant
Yeah,
for sharing this important information with us. And
thank you.
Ashraf was also asking the same question actually. I hope Ashraf you
Okay.
get the answer. And
Hmm.
Prashant shared with the complete means step by step process how anybody can prepare himself from starting from very basic courses Python and basics of machine learning, and then moving to maybe internship, and you need to work on your profiles, LinkedIn profile. So I hope you must be get some ideas from there. So, Prashant, will you please share with us your some interview experience also? Like you must be facing some interview
Sure.
experience. Can you please
Yeah.
share some important insights from there?
Sure. So when I was a fresher, I was trying to look for the machine learning jobs. At that time, I would say I applied for as many interviews as many job opportunities as possible related to machine learning and Python developer. So at that time, I was getting to know what are the different gaps I was having in my skills, and I was keep on improving my skills, which are the skills that I need to work on. So once I got the opportunity as a machine learning intern, so if I talk about the later interviews for my later jobs, I would say that one of the very most important things in your interview is that you should be having very sound technical knowledge of your previous experiences. Whatever you have done related to your machine learning previously, you should be having a very sound knowledge of that so that you can impress the interviewer that you have done a very good work in your previous organization. So this is one very important thing. And second very important thing that helped me in my interviews is that short notes. So what I used to do is that whenever I learn anything, I do create a short notes of them. And how do those short notes work is that, let's say interviewer asks you some question, you might be knowing the answers to those questions, but you are not able to frame those answers very well during the interview. But if you have prepared short notes, you will be having certain important words in your mind, and that helps a lot in preparing the framing the answers during the interview. So these are some of the important tips that I will be having and that I used personally from myself, that are very helpful in interview. Other than that, once they will be completing with your previous experiences during the interview, they'll be mostly coming with the technical knowledges, that to technical skills that they require for their particular job purposes. So this, I would say, this would complete your whole interview. Mostly, I would say, mostly the interviews that I have given. So mostly, most of the times there are 2 or 3 rounds of interview. I haven't given more than 3 rounds of interview. So the if you have done a very good work, and if you are having a very good knowledge in what you have done, so I will say that will not be very difficult for you to crack the interviews.
Okay, okay, Prashant. Prashant, there is a one question from Sandhya also. Sandhya asking again. Okay, from Sandhya question, Sandhya is trying to ask actually, do really mathematics is needed for starting the machine learning, or without mathematics also we can start learning the machine learning?
uh, I would say it is necessary for you to have a mathematical background, because when you will be understanding the machine learning algorithms and different machine learning models, it will be very difficult for you to understand how internally those models are working. Although it may not be very necessary for you to have that knowledge completely in your mind, but unless you will be having a complete feel how that model is working, you will not be able to diagnose those models. You will not be able to decide which particular model will work best for your data. So that's why I would say having a not very sound still, but having a some basic mathematical background is very helpful.
Okay, so mathematics is very important if you really want to
Yes,
pursue uh, career in AI/ML. So you cannot skip
yes,
mathematics.
yes.
So okay, so this is the harsh reality. I can say that because many people are afraid from mathematics. But really, if you want to succeed, means how you will diagnose the problems if you are not good at mathematics. If you don't know how the things are working at the back of the screen.
Yes.
Okay, one more question, important question we can take from Sandhya question itself. Actually, that will be
Mm.
useful for many students. Sandhya is pursuing some course in management, and
Okay.
she want to shift to now AIML.
Hmm.
So both are different line. Like
Okay.
you also, Prashant, you were also in
Mm.
the field of physics,
Yes.
I think, and
Yes.
you shift from the physics area to AIML. So,
Yes.
uh, can you please guide us? Is this possible? Means you have done it. So, is
Mm.
this means how hard is it was, and how this can be
Okay.
possible? Means shifting, completely changing the area.
Okay. I would say from my end, because I was in physics background. So in physics background, we used to have rigorous mathematical courses as well. So our mathematical background is very well built. So it was not very difficult for me to switch from physics to machine learning. I was able to understand what I have to do in machine learning. And since I was working in astronomy before, I had worked with different Python projects. So I was very well familiar with the Python projects when I started. So kind of it was definitely challenging, but it worked out for me. From management to machine learning, I might not be able to answer it at the best, but what I can suggest is that you can look at different fields that are connecting management and machine learning. If you can find something relevant like that, it is best to start from that area. You can connect your management skills with machine learning skills and whatever is matching over there. So you can look for different business intelligent courses, and you can look for those opportunities that might be very helpful for you, and that might bridge the gap between business management and machine learning, and that might be would be a very smooth way for you to switch the roles. Yeah.
Okay, we need to find a way to
Yep.
connect our present with the what we where we want to be in the future.
Right.
We need to connect with some bridge. So okay, there is a I would like to know. Okay, now
Mhm.
out of this all that stuff, I would like to know. Okay, Prashant, will you please share
Mhm.
with us your day-to-day task as an ML engineer?
Sure. As a day-to-day task, I would say we go through the different phases of the project, and with different phases, our task also changes. So initially, when we start with any project, we will be having certain problems in front of us. What we try to do is that we try to find out which particular machine learning model or algorithm will work best for that particular problem. Once we clarify that, we start with building the models. So for building the models, what we try to do is that we start collecting with the data. We try to find out which way we can feed our data to the model so that our model will be performing best. So this is the general procedure, and I would say this is the procedure that takes minimal time, but most of your brain is consumed over here. And after that, once you are having your model prepared, most of the time is invested in machine learning engineering part, I would say, or MLOps part, where we regularly build the pipeline so that we can make our pipelines much more efficient. We try to improve the performance of our machine learning models. So these are our day-to-day tasks. Or if I say currently what I'm doing is that I'm currently working on building out the pipelines. So most of the time we do coding, planning for the future, and this kind of stuffs are our day-to-day tasks. So I would say if one is looking for machine learning opportunity, then keep it in mind that you will not be regularly working with data. You will not be regularly training the data. You should be having a good engineering skills. You should be developing your engineering skills so that you end up making a good software product. So that is very important.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. One non-technical question actually I have,
sure.
Prashant. If somebody want to make the relations
Mm,
with you itself, they want to connect
sure,
with you.
sure,
Means they
sure.
want to connect. People want to connect with the
Right,
people, other people in the same area. So
right,
can
right.
you please guide how they can connect with us same area
Sure,
people, so that I think
sure.
that will help them to grow.
One of the best way I would suggest is that one can look for attending the meetup events. So I have attended different meetup events. So there you get a way to connect with different people, and you can connect with those people later on in onto the LinkedIn and start chatting with them. I have got many different connections while getting into different meetup events. And other than that, you can start looking for different people related to your field into the LinkedIn as well. It might not always work out, but you will have to try to communicate with different people. Maybe 1 out of 10 people will reply back to you, but you will have to find those opportunities. And there are definitely different many people who are very kind, and they are looking to help different people. So if one is looking to connect to me, I do get different questions from different people. I do get different connection requests. So I'm always open to connect with anyone and collaborate as well. So you will have to need to look for different people. You may find different people who are very close to connection. They may not be very open for everyone. So you will be looking at different people and it will work out. So meetup is one very good way. And second way I would suggest is that one can get into the conferences as well. So conference is also a very good way to connect with different people who are at very high positions in machine learning. So these are two ways I would suggest to anyone to get very good connection.
Okay, so you people can maybe go for attend the conferences. If you are not submitting
Yes,
any, I think, conference paper, then
yes,
might be, yeah, there will be conference at your college, university. You can attend that.
yes,
So that can also help you to meet with the people in the same area, or you can find out
yes.
on the LinkedIn. Okay, there is a one question from Prajwal. So let me
Mm,
take that question. He's asking, after BCA, what kind of
mm,
thing I study for AI engineer or this kind of
mm,
path. So
mm.
uh, I think
Yeah,
Prashant have already shared this, how
yeah,
you can the path for AI engineer. So either in BTech or BCA you can follow the same path.
yes.
So maybe Prashant, can you please briefly
Sure,
again tell us
sure,
about this?
sure. So one very good way that I can suggest is that one can go for the PG diploma courses. So if you are completing BCA, you can look for different PG diploma courses. That is one very good way. Other than that, if you are looking to work by yourself, try to connect with different, let's say some experienced people. You can talk to them that what could be the good way, good resources to follow. And definitely, if you can look for different boot camps and different courses and learning resources. and you can start building yourself, then start getting the experience by internship opportunities, and start apply for the jobs.
Okay, I hope Prajwal you got the answer. One question is from uh, Vaishya. He's asking, do really drop matters in placements? He
I
have
don't
taken
think so.
2 year drop.
I don't think so. It does matters. There are different peoples I have been working with. They have been having lot of drop years, so it does not matters. HR will just ask you why you are having the gaps in your career. If you are having a good answer for that, just sufficient much answer to convince them, you are easy to go. You do not need to be very tricky over here. That's a very smooth thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so one another question I would like to
Hmm.
ask Prashant. Will you please
Hmm.
share with us future trends of this area AI ML? Is this will grow or how this will grow?
Hmm. Sure. I believe that this area is going to grow very rapidly. And in fact, we are seeing right now that this area is growing very rapidly. We are seeing the chat GPT and LLM models are coming up. And definitely, and in fact, I have worked in reinforcement learning. And I believe the reinforcement learning is currently holding a lot of potential. And in future, I believe that reinforcement learning is going to boom a lot. So I believe there are still a lot of potential to in AI research. And in fact, in industry, if I talk about, there is a lot of research that already had been done in AI, but they have not yet been executed into the industry. So if you look into the future, there is a lot of scope that is available in AI, and there is a lot of opportunities, lot of things that are yet to be done in AI. So I believe there is a very, very, very bright way ahead for AI and machine learning.
So do you believe next world belong to AI now, or
Sorry, could you repeat once more?
next world will be belonging to AI? If you know AI, you
Okay.
means you will be ahead like that.
Definitely. I believe that AI will be one of the must skill that one must be having, because you see AI is there in every field that you can see today. So if you are in the management field as well, you should be having definitely some superficial understanding on what are going there in the AI. So that is very important, that you should not be like you are not knowing anything about AI. You should be having some understanding how things are going into behind the scenes. So you should be having some knowledge of that.
Yeah, I have seen the means in my family. I have seen the kids, even in second class they are studying, and they now talking about AI.
Yeah.
They are talking about
Yeah.
AI. I'm pursuing
Yeah.
PhD. I'm also talking about
Okay.
AI, and they are in
Right.
second class. They are also talking about AI. So, yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, if you have any question, further question from Prashant, you can write in the chat box. Prashant will try to answer them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Prashant, any final from any final thought from your side? Any final guidance? Any message you want to give the aspirant who are preparing for in this field actually in
Sure.
AIML?
Uh, Sure. So few words I can have is I can have from my end is that if you are looking for the career in machine learning and AI, I would highly suggest that it is not impossible. Definitely it is possible, but you will have to organize yourself. You should be having a very good plan. You should be having a self project manager. Should be able to manage yourself very well. And if you are having a very good plan, then definitely it is not impossible thing. And I have interviewed different peoples as well. So there are a lot of people in AI. This field is getting crowded as well, but still people are looking for AI engineers who are having very good conceptual understanding and who should be having very clarity. And I believe that if you work very well into your thoughts, if you clarify yourself, then there is a lot of opportunity for yourself. And something I would say from my experience as well, that if you are learning something, one thing that I recommend and mostly for anyone is that prepare short notes. That is very, very, very helpful thing. If you are preparing a short notes, you will be, so let's say if you have done certain works for last 1 year, if you are having a short notes, you are going to go for an interview, you can recall everything that you have done in last 1 year in just 1 week. And that will be a very, very useful thing for framing your answers during the interviews. So these are certain things. And definitely there are a lot more things if one wants to know about They can directly connect to me on LinkedIn, and definitely I'm always open to answer any questions whoever connects me. So yeah,
Yeah, that's great actually. Prashant, thanks Prashant for sharing all that
yeah,
information with us and with our audience. I hope many students will get benefit from your experience. So you share means we talk about some very important questions like shifting from some other industry to AI industry, and
yeah,
how to start in this area, particularly after graduation or while graduation. What are the study materials
yes,
we talk about? So we take such many important questions in this session. So thanks for answering all these questions. I hope the aspirants, AI ML aspirants will get benefit from this. Thanks for joining this session with us, Prashant.
thank you, Puneet. Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting me.
Thanks, and thank you everyone for joining us. And if you like this session, if you like the information from this session, please like it and share with your friends so that they can also get benefited. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Prashant, once again for joining us
Thank
and
you,
sharing your experience with us.
thank you.
Thank you. So I'm now ending this session.